What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of NAS100 analysis today. And so far, it's kind of good, right? So basically, I've been able to take a position, which is from up here, right? So I'm selling from this level right here. I managed to catch it. See if I can just get my finger jig to work. Okay, so I managed to get a sell from up here, and my stop is about here, so it's quite large. So my stop is currently at this level right now. I am sitting in profit, which is fantastic. Okay, and the reason why I actually took this trade, right, because before in my last video I talked about I believe that this area has the potential of being a double bottom. Okay, but since spending some time to actually reflect on the analysis that I was doing, I've changed positions on that. So I think this is still a rising wedge, and I'm just going to show that to you guys now if you haven't seen it. So this is how this looks, right? This is how this looks right now. So this is what I believe is going on in the market right now. From what I can tell, this is my assessment. It may be wrong, but either way, I will leave it to you, my awesome viewers, to let me know if you think this assessment is solid or if you think it is not solid. But from what I can tell, this is what I can see right now in regards to what market is doing. So it's gone to the top of this structure over here, and now it is pushing back down again, and I've taken a sell at this level. My stop is covering these wicks over here, or these candles over here. I think it's the safest place to put a stop at the moment, right? And I'm expecting price to continue to fall down. It may break this bottom structure or it may not, but only time will tell. So that is kind of what I'm waiting on at the moment. And also in saying that as well, a good friend of mine, like my trading buddy, so he's someone that trades alongside me, and he does currencies, I do indices. He has a few tips that he shares with me now and again, and there's one that he shared with me, and I asked him, are you happy for me to put this on my channel? And it was like, yeah, cool, go for it. So I'm going to share that with you. Now, I'm not sure where he got this from, but I got it off him, right? So so basically how it goes is it's in regards to the Fibonacci. So the Fibonacci tracements have to make a few adjustments to it, right? And so let me go to it. And the Fibonacci that I've got is the risk to reward ratio. The reason why he recommended that I configure my Fibonacci into this ratio is because he knows that I use a lot of trailing stops in my trades. So he's like, this will be a much better way of doing it than just eyeballing it, which is what I normally tend to do, right? So I'm gonna show it to you how it looks. Whoops, wrong way around. Okay, I'll show it to you how it looks, and this is more or less how it looks, right? So I'm gonna get rid of my levels over here for a minute, and I'll show you exactly what's going on in regards to this Fibonacci. And I think it's absolutely fantastic to use something like this, especially if you're someone that likes to use trailing stops, right? So basically what we have here, and I'm just going to draw another little box in this zone just to explain to you what is happening between the 0 and the 1, right? So this is about right. Let's make this a little bit darker in terms of red. Yep, so that's cool, right? So the 0 at the top is where I would put my stop loss, and that's where I have my stop loss. And the 1 would be where I've entered the markets, okay? And the numbers you see running down are my risk to reward ratio. So at the moment we can see that I'm at, because forgetting this 1 over here and just adding on these numbers over here, okay, I would say I am 1 for 1 at the moment. So my risk to reward ratio, although it says 2, because we're counting from over here and I can't obviously rejig this number to say something else, i.e. 100, because it will completely destabilize the rules of the Fibonacci in terms of the mathematics behind it, all right, I've had to set it up in this way. So how it basically works is my number 1 is my entry, right? And when it gets to the level 2, that is where I've done 1-for-1 ratio. Okay, so my risk to reward is 1-for-1, and that is where I'm currently sitting right now. Okay, I could bring my trading stop to 1-to-5, right? But however, I haven't even done anything like that as of at the moment. I'm just gonna let this run and see what it does, because the risk that I have on this trade is actually quite small. So I'm prepared just to let it just run and see how low it goes, right? And as we go down further, we can see the different values of the risk to reward. So at this point, I'd be like, I would have gained like 1.5 risk to reward, where it says 2.5. And at this level over here where it's 3, I would have done 2 in regards to risk to reward, and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to show you the back end, show you how that looks in the back end. So if you want to use something like this for yourself, you can go ahead and do it. And this is how basically I set this up in TradingView. I've also set this up in MT5 as well. So MT5 is the main platform that I use, and I've set this up in MT5 as well, and I'm currently using that at the moment in regards to where I place my trading stop. So even if it does get hit, I know based on the number, based on what I'm going to get in terms of the overall profit, if I'm happy with it, not happy with it, etc. Because now using something like this, i.e. this particular setup in terms of the Fibonacci, okay, it's way more useful than using something like this, right? So this is the sell one. So this is one, I'll do it over here. So this is one for the sell. No, wait, it's wrong. So this is one for the sell, where it kind of tells you, right? So with this is not bad either. So this is like the short position in TradingView, okay, right? This particular tool is not bad either. The only thing in regards to this tool is that you don't have precise levels of your risk to reward, okay? It just gives you the whole thing as a figure, right? Now we all know market likes to do whatever market likes to do, right? So something like this, in my opinion, is way more useful than something like this. So this is more for the aesthetics, just to see that, okay, cool, it's come down here. But this thing over here is way more practical in my opinion. So for example, if I was to back test my strategy using this particular Fibonacci setup, right, I can actually assess what I most likely get in my trades. So for example, if I do a whole series of back tests, just following the rules of market structure, etc., and my targets, and I notice that on average I get around 1-to-3 ratio, 1-to-4, say, yeah, just say 1-to-4 ratio. That is where I normally hit. I don't normally go above that. What I can do is I can literally set my TP to around that level, knowing that I have a higher success rate of hitting that consistently, supposing to just dragging my trading stop wherever I want it to go. So I thought this particular tool is very useful, and I'm sharing that with you. I don't know where he got it from, because literally I was sitting next to him and I just basically just copied everything on the screen and just stuck it into TradingView, and then when I got home, literally I updated it, and then I made those changes to MT5, right, which was quite straightforward. Just watch the videos as to how to actually configure your Fibonacci levels in MT5, and obviously I used that, and then I set it all up. So this is how this looks actually. So in my opinion, this is actually a fantastic tool. I'm not telling you to go ahead and go and use it, but I just wanted to share that with you, because some of you guys, you do trade with trailing stops, okay? Some of you don't. Either or is absolutely fine, right? But I just thought that this could be useful for all of you awesome people that come here all the time I release a video, right? So that's that there, the fib. So you can go check it out, pause the video, set up your TradingView. If you're using TradingView, if you have another app, you can obviously use that. And the coolest thing about, you can actually adjust it, right, to fit in your trading style. So for example, say if let me zoom in closer on this right here. Just zoom in close. So say for example, right? So say for example, right, I decided that I wanted to have a really tight stop, a really tight stop. The overall fib would adjust to the appropriate size to help me make sure that wherever I'm bringing my trading stop is realistic in regards to what I'm trying to get. So whereas with the other tool, this particular tool over here, so say for example, if I drop this in there, right, and I said I wanted to adjust my stop, the top half still remains the same. It doesn't actually change. It just remains the same. And it's a good thing that it's done in this way, right? So it's not a bad thing that it's done in this way. But however, if you want to try to be a little bit more precise and a little bit more realistic based on the gains that you're expecting to get from the markets, I think a tool like updating your Fibonacci levels to something like this would be far more useful than that particular tool I just showed you not too long ago, which I believe it is called the short position or long position, but I just showed you the short position. I mean the long position, sorry, right? So that's that. That is that. So that's what I'm currently playing around with at the moment, and I think it's useful. I think it's useful. It's not to actually, another thing just to add as well, this tool is not to actually help you place trades as the normal traditional fib levels would do, right? So you don't use this particular setup in that kind of way. What you do is once you've placed your trades, like once you know where you're going to place your trades and everything like that, okay, you're then able to use that to assess your risk to reward ratio. So this is more or less like a risk to reward calculator, right? And then you can use that to help you navigate the markets. Okay, so if price follows the rules of this structure over here, which is what I've just drawn, this and this, if it follows these rules, okay, right, then I would say the next level for where price could potentially go to would be around here, or possibly lower, or actually we just keep it really simple. We just go down to a price action level, so this one over here, right, and we'll just say realistically price can come down to 1077.3.69, but in my opinion I'll be more or less targeting this area as the area to jump off, just in case it starts to do a reversal to push back up to the upside. All right, because in this move that we've got going on right now, okay, we may actually get a potential head and shoulders in a sense where it looks something like this, right? So where it looks something like this. So price comes all the way down to this zone, right, which is fantastic, or comes even lower. Say it comes down to the price action level, and then it bounces back up again to about this level, okay, and then it shoots back down, right? This is something that I believe has the potential of actually happening, coming into view. All right, but first things first, let's just wait to see if this drop from where it is now to this level transpires, and if that happens, then we can look to see if it's going to reverse to push up to this level. If it does that, okay, then we know that, okay, cool, we have a potential head and shoulders, at which point I would then start looking at this potential area over here as a potential target for TP, and then I'll just figure out somewhere in this area over here where I'm actually gonna put in my entry for a sell, okay? And most likely I'll be keeping an eye on FOREX Factory in regards to the type of news that will be coming out. So if roughly it's around here and I know that there's a big news coming, then I'll be expecting some type of parabolic move all the way to this upside over here, okay? But obviously we have to review what kind of news it is first, right? But I know based on all of the experience in terms of what it is that we've been doing is that the news tends to give us the craziest news when it comes to the NAS. So this move over here, that was the news. I think that was non-farm payroll, okay? This one over here, I think that was the CBI. It definitely was the news that I know about. I'm not entirely sure which one that was, which news that was, okay? But this one over here was definitely CBI, and this is the one where I got caught out on, right? Because I was actually selling and it shot all the way up, which happens. That's what happens in the market. That's the name of the game of the sport, okay, that we play. So I think I've pretty much covered it all in terms of where I think price is going to go. If it goes there, great. If it doesn't, then obviously we reassess and then we get back in, and we see how much profits we can take. All right. So like I was saying earlier, there should be a video at the end that you should be seeing right now. Okay, make sure you check it out if you haven't already done so. Don't forget to give us a quick like and drop a sub, and also it would be nice if you put in where you're actually watching us from. Most of you guys actually watching me are from South Africa, so guys, like, you're the best. Like, I had no idea that my reach will get to the motherland. Okay, so I'm definitely happy and proud about that. All right, but I also know that there is a lot of you guys as well that are watching from different locations around the world, and I would love to know where you're watching me from. So if you're happy to share that information, I'm glad to read it, and obviously drop you a nice little heart for actually doing that for me. So on that note, guys, I want to thank you for coming over to watch another episode. I definitely appreciate your energy. All right, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be very, very soon. So for now, this is Pips and Points signing out.